We cannot go on as we are. Enough is enough. We must do more, much more, to take on and defeat the evil ideology of Islamist extremism.
British Prime Minister Theresa May responding to the deadly terror attack in London over the weekend, saying enough is enough. But what are they actually doing right now to stop future attacks? Joining me, Fox News strategic analyst, Lieutenant Colonel Peters. Good to see you, sir. You know, this is tricky, right? Because on the one hand, we all want freedom of speech. And, you know, you get some of these jihadis out there that say, you know, maybe this is their freedom of speech to hate the Western world. But on the other hand, a lot of these terrorists, they are known to authorities beforehand because of some of the communications they've had with other jihadis. Why can't we bring them in? Why can't we do more? Because, as she says, enough is enough, Colonel.
Well, Trish, you're absolutely right. And it's up to Congress here, to Parliament in the UK, and to other European parliaments to act. I mean, legislators are letting us down. And this is not a free speech issue. It doesn't require a constitutional amendment to change this. And, you know, I personally, and I know you are too, Trish, I'm sick of hearing after a terror attack that the perpetrator was known to police, or he was on a watch list, or he was under surveillance. We have to be able to put these guys in jail before they kill, and the model is there. First of all, you know, if you are communicating with a terrorist organization, that is not free speech. That is incitement to murder and subversion. Congress needs to make it illegal, a felony with mandatory jail time. But the other interesting thing, the Internet has been the greatest recruiting tool and propaganda tool for terrorism. And we can and must treat jihadi porn the way we treat child pornography. Again, it didn't take a constitutional amendment. We agree that child pornography, that downloading it or watching it, that's not free speech.
Right.
And so likewise, you know, working with and downloading jihadi websites is not free speech. The left needs to get serious. And I'll tell you, I try to be a nonpartisan offender. I'll criticize anybody, and you know it.
I know you will.
On this issue, the left is degenerate morally. To this left that implied that somehow Gitmo was morally worse than 9/11. We need to get a grip on protecting our people, not protecting terrorists.
You know, one of the things that the left points out in terms of the travel ban with countries like Syria, Afghanistan, etc., which are known to harbor terrorists and extremists, they say, well, you know, no one's actually come from those places and done anything here. To which I always say, to your point, so what? We know that they want to, Colonel.
Yeah, but, you know, I have to be fair again here, Trish, that I think the travel ban, as the president and his team created it, was done in haste, without sufficient forethought. And, you know, for instance, the root of all the terror attacks we've suffered since 9/11 hasn't been Iran. It's been Saudi Arabia and Wahhabism. And secondly,
I hear you. That said,
okay,
he is the President of the United States, Colonel, and if he decides that there's a terror threat that may be coming from Syria or Afghanistan or Yemen, for that matter, he ought to have the right, the ability to effectively work to protect our country, and we are stripping the President of the United States of that right, and there's something, I would say, wrong with that.
Well, in the military, we just said, fight smart. And it's the way he went about it. And for instance, if you have a ban on everybody from Syria, that means we can't take in Christian refugees from Syria who have nowhere else to go. So I am for it.
In other words, it can be massaged. I hear you.
You got to do it right.
So, and that's what they are trying to do. But I think going back to your original point, we cannot tolerate this acceptance that this is just somehow business as usual, that we are okay with these terror attacks, because we're not, and we need to be much more vigilant. Colonel Peters, thank you, sir.